Hello. I'm going to call to order the February 13th, 2024 meeting of the commission. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's start with Mr. McGill, please. If you can give a summary of the discussion session topics.
Right after the roll call, Madam President.
Oh, doggone it. I gotta forget something every time. I know, once again.
Back.
Okay, roll call.
I like that you test me every meeting.
No, I do. Just make sure you're awake.
Thank you. Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
Commissioner Grella.
Here.
Commissioner Siegler. Here. Commissioner Silverman.
Here.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Sort of in her right mind here. Yes, thank you.
Prior,
Now,
prior to this meeting, the commission met in discussion session and received information on the following items. We heard an update on and recommendation for the tennis center operations in 2024. The municipality will be taking over full-time operation of the tennis center. We also heard a presentation on policies and procedures for our new advisory boards, as well as some additional information that was provided by Mr. McMeans. We conducted the IDA meeting, and we also heard some updates from commissioners on their activities as liaison to some of the municipal boards. Prior to that meeting, we met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. The next commission meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 27th, and that meeting will begin at 8 p.m. in this room. Here are the ways the public can participate. In person, you don't need to pre-register. Simply show up at the appropriate meeting time and sign the slip at the back of the room if you wish to speak during the meeting. Or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register. Simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. Thank you, Madam President.
thank you, Mr. McGill. Mission Vice President, Mr. Grella, can you give us an update, please, on the community?
Delighted, Madam President. A couple items for tonight. Please remember that residents have 24 hours from the end of a snow or ice event to clear sidewalks. Businesses have 4 hours to clear sidewalks. Property owners who do not clear the walks are subject to citations and fines, but we prefer education over those options, so please clear the sidewalks. Please contribute to the safety of our community by clearing your walk and lend a hand to any neighbors who may also need some help. If you're a homebound senior, you may be able to get help from our snow angels. Call 412-343-7032 for more information. The commission and municipal staff would like to wish a long, happy, and healthy retirement to Assistant Facility Manager David Hornack, who was retired after 40 years with the Mount Lebanon Recreation Department. We thank you, David, for your dedicated decades of service and wish the best to you and your family. Medical Rescue Team South's membership drive is still underway. A membership protects you if you need to call an ambulance at your home by paying for 50% of what your insurance doesn't cover. To sign up online, go to mrtsa.com. Finally, Outreach Teen and Family will be having its 50th anniversary gala on Friday, April 26th at the Renaissance Pittsburgh Hotel. Outreach has been an important provider of mental health services to Mount Lebanon residents for its entire history, and we believe it is needed and worthwhile. Tickets and details are available at outreachteen.org. That is all, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our new junior commissioner, Kate Yang, and ask for your comments.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to start with a brief introduction. So my name is Kate Yang. I'm obviously serving as the new spring semester junior commissioner, and I am a junior at Mount Lebanon High School. And I'm super excited about this opportunity because I believe this is a great experience for me to learn more about public policy and local government, especially because I'm committed to pursuing a career in law in the future. So to give you guys an update about the high school. So this morning, the high school course selection closed. So the incoming freshmen and then current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors had to choose their classes by today at 8 a.m. So there's still opportunities to change if needed in the summer. But everyone has to submit sort of their plan for what they want to take in the following year. Also this morning, there was a meeting for National Honor Society. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but it is a big program at Mount Lebanon High School, and it's a nationally recognized program that is dedicated to service. So eligible candidates received an informational email. You have to have a weighted QPA of 3.8 or higher to have received this email. And there are 3 components to this application, which are leadership, service, and character. So candidates have to submit their applications by March 8th, and then applications will be reviewed by a committee. And then there will be an induction ceremony on April 4th at 7 p.m. for those who are chosen to into this program. Also, this Thursday, there is an informational meeting regarding the senior executive council election. So this is a really big deal at the high school. And for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, it's just like a class selection. But for senior year, candidates have to campaign and make speeches and I don't know, it's a lot more formal than in past years. So there are a lot of specific requirements dictating eligibility to run. So you must have attended at least half of your junior class council meetings, or both 1/4 of the junior meetings and the sophomore meetings. And so interested students will attend this meeting Thursday morning at 7:30. Also, this Friday, there is a winter blood drive at the high school. This is super exciting. There are 3 per year, 1 in the fall, 1 in the winter, and 1 in the spring. And so you must be 16 years or older, and interested students can sign up, and you will receive 2 hours of community service for donating blood. And students also get out of class, so everyone likes to do that. So yeah, that's definitely a big incentive for people to sign up. And then also about awards for the clubs and organizations at the high school. I believe this was 2 weeks ago. Our Model UN team was at American University in Washington, D.C., and they placed first overall, which is a big accolade because this is a nationally recognized Model UN conference. And also our science club participated in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science, and we had multiple students receiving first and second place awards. So yeah, that's basically all that's going on at the high school right now. And thank you guys so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Next are citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for any resident to express an opinion on any topic pertaining to local government. The commission enjoys hearing from the public on various issues and learning about items to address in the future. If you have specific questions, we will try and answer them at the end of your comments. If we can't, we commit to getting you the answers as soon as possible. When I call your name, please come to the podium to address the commission. State your name and address for the record. In fairness, we ask each speaker to share their thoughts for 5 minutes. The community is as good as each person in this room. We work together to make this a community that we can all be proud of, and we expect that the dialogue will remain respectful. We also appreciate the audience's efforts to refrain from any behavior that is disruptive or might intimidate free speech. First up is none other than Mr. David Egler. Okay, no problem. Thank you, Ms. Colonel Hoon.
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. I don't know if any of you know this, but there are over 200 registered political parties in Allegheny County. Over 200. It's an awful lot. You would think there'd be some good people among those parties. But my group, the Friends of the Earth, got together this last week and, found out one of our members has several political science degrees. And she's been keeping track, watching what's going on in this township. Last election, there was only one party that had any winners among all the positions, school board, commission, whatever. Only one party. That was your party. Now, you're gonna say, well, anybody can run, which is true. Any party can be represented, which is also true. Is anybody else gonna get elected other than in your party? No, that's not going to happen. And we think, she thought, that really screws the community for one thing, because an awful lot of good people, and I can tell you, we have some really good people in my group, but they'll never get into a position in the township because of their party affiliation. Actually, two of them from your party attempted to run in years past. And they were not accepted to individuals higher up in your party. So they weren't supported, they didn't have a chance. Both of them were on the ballot. Couldn't get anywhere. These were excellent candidates, by the way. Should have been elected. Didn't have a chance. Problem is, it doesn't make any difference what kind of background anybody has in this community. It doesn't make any difference what education, leadership roles they've had. If your party does not accept somebody like that, they're not going anywhere. And that's extremely to the detriment of the community. A number of people have just left. This place is ridiculous. They don't like this system. They didn't like what's going on here. They just moved. One of them said, I have credentials, I can work anywhere. And I'm supposed to put up with this. She left. So we're to assume that you guys are the best of the best in this community. Excellent leaders. All kinds of leadership background. How many of you have any training in leadership? One. No, I'm talking about formal training. I'm not talking about going out and getting a job.
No, I'm talking about participating in the local government academy,
Yep,
which is
it's really
something that
training.
we do.
What training it is?
No, my point is that we as commissioners, when we start, we participate in something called Local Government Academy. So it's a very specific program for newly elected. I actually participated both in the running for beforehand and then once
Yeah,
elected.
I understand
So
that.
that's a formal program we go through. So I would say, yes, we've been through that training.
Okay, so all of you have leadership training. All right, let's compare. I have 24 years of leadership training, started on day one in my military service. I am certified to lead 15,000 troops into combat. That's life and death, folks. I couldn't get on this commission if I was God. And that's the way it is here.
Colonel Hoon, just for the record, in 2017. In 2017, I did have a primary opponent who I defeated, and then I had a general election opponent. And when I ran in 2021, both parties voted for me. I was actually written in on enough ballots on the other party that I represented both parties running for office.
We've had three commissioners that I recall that were other than Democrats. That was Matt Cluck, he was the last one, Ed Daly, and Raja.
You forgot Steve McLean.
Mhm.
Steve McLean was the most recent. I served with Steve McLean.
And when I moved here, the only people that were elected to the commission were Republicans. Thank you for your comments, Colonel Hoon.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good night.
Mr. Egler, are you ready? Oh, my goodness,
he's
look
got-
at
he's got the-
this.
Oh, he's got the history.
Yeah,
Right, thank you.
I'm sure you do. But it's just fun to have it right here. 57, wow.
I didn't want to finish one. Sorry.
Oh, gosh, okay.
And before I started, one request, I don't know when the change came in with the microphone and such, but this is set up for the vertically challenged. And it doesn't pick up voice as well, since it's at a lower scale. Plus, if you have any items, it covers the microphone quite a bit.
Okay.
I wish we could go back to the old, plus it would be a good shield for things being thrown this way, so. um,
It's not very good, so you're probably in luck.
That's not me, never mind.
I know.
That's why we switched to that one.
Okay. Anyway, David Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. Before I get into the item that I handed you, just a question on item number 6 related to the ice machine, I'll call it.
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious. It mentions proposals, plural, were received, yet there's only one on here. I'm just curious. Zambonis have been around forever.
We had two vendors that were reached out to. One was Zamboni, the other one was Engo. At the end of the day, Zamboni opted not to submit. So we only received one.
I don't know why. I'm just kind of curious why they.
I can't answer why a vendor.
It's a
submits
shame
or
going
doesn't
from
submit.
one of the few American vendors to somebody in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it just seems a little strange.
We're more worried about the quality of the product we're receiving than where they're located.
I hope you don't have problems with the quality and such, because going to Italy, I hope it's not like a Ferrari or Lamborghini getting parts and paying for it. So just a thought. Hopefully it's a good maintenance record. Okay, to the question in order, related to refuse, ongoing with refuse. At the last meeting 3 weeks ago, I mentioned about the schedule and such in the magazine article. I didn't get an official response back as far as the problem with the chart and such. Is there any response from the commission?
The response was that there was a misprint in the magazine and it was corrected online, and the correction is also published in the March magazine, which I've seen a copy of, but now it's being printed and will be sent out shortly.
Okay, just to let you know, online, the chart, which was a good thing to have the chart, was removed completely. I don't know why it wasn't just put in as the corrected chart, because it is very informative to have the chart. The only other changes to the body of the article was the amount of residents being billed, but it's still wrong on the millage increase. The body of the article is still wrong.
Okay, thank you. We'll see to the appropriate corrections.
Okay, thank you. What I've handed you today is something that I mentioned because I ran out of time the last time of what I hope you would have had in front of you when you were making this decision. So far, the only answers I've really gotten from the commission on how you came up with the decision was we wanted to be able to spend for some capital projects, and a former commissioner commenting that you got together, you met, and you decided to go this way. So that tells me the first minute, the last minute, but I'm curious about the in-between minutes. What was discussed, pro and con? I would hope you would have something like this to see the impact for people on the low end of the scale to the upper end. The first Schedule A, is what you've done at this point. This is what's reflected, the increases dollar and percentage wise as it is now. Schedule B is if you would, there's, I believe, an extra $500,000 that should be given back to the taxpayers. If that half mil was dropped in a millage from 4.91 to the 4.0, that would be the impact in the middle schedule. That extra half mil, take that out, the increases for the contract would be covered with a fee and the millage rate, just so that you know. The last schedule would be if you did not put a fee in. There would be taxes only, 0.28 mils. That would be the final schedule to look at. I would have hoped that you would have had something like this to look at. My goal is to ask you, the commissioners, to at least, at this point in time, with the budget amendment coming up, that you would lower the millage to the 4.0 before the bills go out June 1st. There is more than enough money within the budget, within the funds, to cover all of your expenses. There is no need to cut any expenses out. I know you're hoping for a grant for that building, fire training. I don't know if you've heard any more on that. I mean, I hope you get it, but you don't necessarily need it. There's more than enough money in your fund balance. Are you aware of the fund balance at the end of the last numbers, end of 2022? How
Yes,
much?
we were all informed of what the
Okay,
fund
so
balances were.
close to $12 million, I think, is more than enough, and of that, 6.7 is unassigned. 3.5 million is out there for subsequent expenditures. That's more than enough money to cover this. By doing it with the tax increase, not only are you picking up 1.3 million this year due to taxes, but if you go over that 5 years of contract, you're picking up $6.5 million unnecessarily. You could do it with the fund balance use. It's a one-time hit and you move on. That's my recommendation to please consider. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. That concludes the citizens, oh no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, do it. Is there anybody online?
Nobody has their hand raised.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes citizens' comments. Mr. Commissioner Grella, item number 4.
Consideration of minutes from the adjourned meeting held January 23, 2024. Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All those, any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration of resolution number R-4-24, authorizing the destruction of certain municipal records. In 1989, Mount Lebanon adopted a retention and disposition schedule for municipal records issued by the Pennsylvania Historical and Municipal Commission. Each year, the municipality reviews its records and removes those no longer required under the schedule. This resolution authorizes the destruction of various listed records according to the schedule. Madam President, I move to adopt resolution R-4-24.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, Commissioner Siegler.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration to purchase one new ice resurfacer machine from Engo North America. Proposals were received on February 1st, 2024 for the new ice resurfacer machine. The proposal was for furnishing and delivering one new 2024 Engo Ice Wolf Smart Ice Resurfacer. The Director of the Recreation Department has verified the bid as follows, which I believe you can see over on the board, but I can't necessarily, is it there? Okay.
Yes, it's there.
All right, excellent. The budgeted amount for this equipment was $155,780. The proposal is within budget and is to be funded through the 2024 General Fund Capital Improvements. This model will replace our 1997 Model 552 electric ice resurfacer Zamboni. Madam President, I move to purchase one 2024 Engo Ice Wolf Smart Ice Resurfacer with add-on features for solid ice spray, lithium battery and charger, and Curtis handheld from Engo Equipment Sales Inc., DBA, Engo North America, for a total cost of $154,600.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I move we adjourn. Thank you. I'm going to sign that.
And you got it back.
Oh, I gotta bang the gavel. I'm sorry. Didn't bang the gavel.
Solicitor says it's a legal thing. Nothing we said before matters until you hit the gavel.
Okay. Gee, Christmas. I'd have to move it like this. It's- I'm left-handed. Yeah, I think you guys are just giving me a hard time.
Yeah, no,
Little hazing going on.